Hello, my name is Chris Drees, and this is attempt number 4 using Screencast-O-Matic. I promise to have my microphone on this time. Here is my presentation understanding my community, USD 270 in Plainville, Kansas. The known customs and traditions of Plainville. It was established in 1888, and the previous name was called Paradise Flats. It's a mainly agriculture and oil producing community. The community is made up of 98% Caucasian. There are seven different churches within the community. The majority of the church members are Catholic. Policy and curriculum change is sometimes difficult due to the stubbornness of Western Kansas farmers. In order to get things done, it takes a while. Population characteristics. As of the latest census, the population was 1,915 people with 865 households. Median age is 40 years old. For every 100 females, there are 89.4 males. Again, the largest occupation is farming and oil. There's not much diversity in Plainville, white making up the far majority. There are 0.39% African American, 0.2% Hispanic, Asian, and 0.3% Hispanic. The median individual household income is $29,402. Communication channels. There's a weekly newspaper that comes out. It's called the Plainville Times. That comes out every Wednesday. It's probably 12 pages or so. There's one licensed radio station in Plainville. It's 96.9 KFIX, although it is produced in Hayes. There is no foreign language impact in the community of Plainville. I would say most people get their information from the newspaper, although any current event news will probably come from a social media outlet, and that's just the communication part of it. Known community groups. There's a Lions Club, the American Legion, a Rotary Club, school groups, FCA, FFA, Future Farmers of America, that's a big one. Involved in that is a 4-H group. And then you have FCCLA. Most decisions are made by our school board and our superintendent, and there are no known problem organizations. Leadership-wise, Plainville has one mayor and 4 city council members. The USD 270 leadership, there's a school board made up of 7 members, a superintendent, and 2 principals. One principal is a K-6 principal, the other is a 712 principal. There are no assistant principals. City leadership is related to basically social status, not necessarily political. The higher the profile citizen, the more influence he or she might have on the city council or the school board. Community leaders, the characteristics they need to have, they got to be able to handle current situations. They have to be accessible and known within the community. They more than likely have lived in the community for a long time. They can access outside information if they need to. They're highly motivated, and they're more than likely involved in a number of organizations and community groups. Economic conditions, the individual household income is $29,402. The median family income is $35,673. Males tend to make a little bit more than females, about $12,000 more. 8.6% live below the poverty line. The largest industry is agriculture and oil producers. Unemployment rate is 4.5%. USD 270 has a rate of free and reduced lunches that is 42.75%. Your household value is approximately $68,216. And property tax is $1,100. The sales tax is 8.15%, and the property tax is 4.8%. The political structure, um, it's hard for the district to separate politics from education because of the small community that we live in. Last year, Plainville received just over $1 million in state aid. They operate two school buildings that house children. There's a K-6 building and a 712 building. There is a separate gymnasium, but it doesn't house students on a regular basis. And the appraised value is just over $63 million. This is where I put in standard 6 because we want to promote the success of every student by influencing the economic, in particular, context of these features. Social tensions. I would say the biggest clique we have would be economic, and that's high income versus low income. There is discrimination between female and male salaries. There is no gang affiliation in Plainville that is known. In middle class families, there are few. It seems to be either we have high income families or low income families. Drugs have become a particular concern in Plainville because it's intersected by two different highways. They're not major highways, but drug busts are up in the area. Your extra sources of information, obviously have school records. We can do questionnaires, city directory, telephone book. You can get the school board minutes, city council minutes. School Reach is a telephone service that our school uses to contact families in case of a snow day or any change in school routine. Our schools is a web directory, website directory that we use for athletics. It shows, our sports schedules on there, times. It'll also, send out a text message if there's any change in any times or any change to the calendar. And then again, you're gonna have your social media. Power structure, it comes from their involvement and influence. Power also comes from the wealthy in the community, and the income factor also yields power to all family members, just not the parents or grandparents. The multicultural issues, that's important to weave into your school, and we don't have a lot of cultural differences within the district, but we try to weave in diversity as much as we can, and we try to represent that by the standard 5.3 because we're going to safeguard those values of those students who may be culturally different than the rest of our students. The power structure, they're aligned with the rich and influential families. Influence decisions through rewards and punishments. We learn to live with situations and make the best of it. And the best way to do that is to be proactive and have a plan. Because if we're well planned, we're able to, meet the problems before they ever start. In order to get a good grasp of public opinion, we have a site council which involves all stakeholders at every level. You have parent-teacher conferences twice a year. Administration's available at almost every event that the school is in. Our superintendent's real big on being visible and having administrators visible at all times. We have a district steering committee, and we want the support and participation of all community members so that they can have a say into what goes on in our school. In order to get surveys for public opinion, SurveyMonkey is an easy way to do one. Email, mail, that way we can get valid results. Obviously, personal interview is the best. Data that it can be used to better the school, and it probably opens doors for the community involvement. Thanks for watching my presentation. I hope you enjoyed it.